Welcome to Eddy HR's time tracking feature. This video will walk you through various aspects of this feature, including clocking in and out, previewing timesheets, editing the clock as a manager or admin, adding time blocks, using the time tracking tab, and working with pay periods and reports. Eddy HR is super easy to use. Check it out.
So all you have to do is simply log into your account, and on your home page you have this clock in tab where you can clock in and clock out of the system. It will let you know when you're clocked in, and it goes by minutes and hours for that. The other thing that you're also able to do with time tracking as an employee is you can go in and view your timesheet. So if I click on this timesheet tab, I can go in and I can check and see my hours. If you've given your employees permission, they can edit their own hours, or if you don't want them to have permission, you can turn this off. And these features like this clock out, add hours here, and these pencils will only show up for managers and admins. As an admin or a manager, you can decide in your company settings if you would want managers to be able to manage time tracking or not. What you can do is you can go into an employee's profile and go over to their hours, and you can actually log and edit and fix information. Maybe they messaged you and said that they messed up their time clock. You can go in and then fix the time that they were actually supposed to clock in at 11 o'clock and just easily fix that for them. You then can save that, and you'll see that there is a comment bubble below, and you can exit out of that. The next thing that you can do as a manager also is maybe they missed an entire time block, they forgot to clock in. I can add hours. I can select the date that they forgot to clock in on. Maybe it was on the 23rd. They clocked in at 10. And what's super nice about this is when you do type these in, it will adjust. You can also they've got these calendar things, so you can also go like this and say, okay, it was 7 o'clock and I want to switch it to AM to PM, and you can do that as well. So it gives you a few options with how you want to do that. And again, you can type in a message, or you can just save the hours. The next thing that you'll notice, so maybe it's today's the 27th, and maybe she clocked in for today, but that time hasn't happened yet. So because they're in California, we're going to want to push it back or forward an hour since they're a different time zone, and it will allow you to do that. So maybe I'll say that she actually clocked in at 7 o'clock this morning, or 7:30 a.m., and she still is clocked in right now. So that's why I'm going to do it here in the clocked in, because then it will keep her clocked in. And then you can leave that clocked in time there. And that's how you create a timesheet. The other thing that you can do is you can view previous pay periods. So I could go to a past pay period, current pay period, and I can go through and view those different pay periods for my employee based on when they've logged their time. This will just show you some of the features that you can utilize with our time tracking tab. So if you go in and click on it, this is going to be your page. It'll show you today's date and everybody who's currently clocked in right now. I can see how long they've been clocked in for, and also those people who have been clocked in overtime. And you can go and view details, but it does get flagged and turn red when they do go overtime. You can also filter it by the date. So I could go to the 24th per se, and I could see who was clocked in on that date and how many hours. Generally, this sheet will only show people who do clock in and out. So you won't have all of your employees in here, just those that you assign to the time tracking policy. You also can filter it by either the location that they're at, maybe San Diego, or the department that they're in. this will just show you what you can do with our pay periods. If you go to the tab right beneath the time tracking, there's a pay periods tab. If you go into that, what it will do is it will show you your entire pay period. At the end of the pay period, you can then finalize hours and PTO to approve everything before you run it for payroll. This is what the current pay period looks like, and everything still is ongoing, but it logs PTO, overtime, double overtime, and regular and total hours. And you're able to go in and view that history as well. So you can go in and make those edits if you need to here. What you can also do is you can view past pay periods, and you can see that this one shows that it's finalized. If it were not finalized, these would be a blue button, and what you do is you'll have your managers or either one admin, depending on how your company does it, be able to go in and approve the hours for their team, make sure everything's correct. Once everybody has been approved, you'll finalize. There'll be a big button that pops up that says finalized, and once that's finalized, you'll get a bunch of different reports for your company for that pay period. And as you can see, you can filter it by either all employees as an admin, or if you've got your own team, and underneath you could just do your teams if you want your managers doing their own. The last thing you can do is then just go to your reports. Once your pay period has been submitted, we've got this reports tab that you can click on. You've got a few pay period reports, the pay period daily hours report and the total pay period report. This is the finalized, once you've finalized everything, this is the total report. You can decide for the pay period policy if you have multiple, and then also the pay period. You can go back to previous pay periods as well. And then if you are doing your own payroll, you can download that CSV for a spreadsheet. Otherwise, our payroll company, once you've finalized your hours, then goes in and downloads this PDF and is able to get that information to run your payroll. So it's a super sleek, smooth process once you've finalized everything. And then that other report was just the daily hours report. This just shows the breakdown day by day. Again, still in the pay period, but it shows you Michael Adams each day has broken down hours for either regular or overtime, and this is just for time tracking. This doesn't show the PTO.